guys, I wanted to take a moment to let you guys know what happened to me. As the title implies, my great life drama. I'm not going to go into all of it because it was pretty big and somewhat traumatizing, I want to say. I have been gone for basically a year. At first, I had originally decided to take a break, and that was for good reasons. My husband and I were celebrating our 20th anniversary, and we never got to have a real wedding, and we happened to have the money, and we decided, you know what, let's do a big vow renewal. And I definitely, like, in my background up here, you can see these are some of the decorations I made, and I want to do a couple of craft tutorials showcasing some of the decorations I made. I was kind of on a time crunch because we decided to do this last minute, so I wasn't able to film while I was making them, and I was just starting to go back and do that, and then this huge family drama blew up in my life. I have kind of distanced myself from my parents anyways because my family, it's my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. And my sister was really the only one who was accepting of me when I started dating my wife, and she was my girlfriend way back. And my mother and my brother both said something to the effect that I was going to be ruining my kids by participating in this lifestyle. And I disowned them. I just was like, fine, I'm an adult, I don't really need you in my life now. And it hurt, it did. And this was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, because my wife and I have been together 7 or 8 years now. And so when I got a call out of the blue in June, and both my parents, my mom and my dad, had this near-death experience and they needed somewhere to come to heal and recover from it, my brother begged me to take them, and I did. Well, this turned into a huge, huge disaster. I realized things about my mom that helped shed some light on why I have depression issues and social anxiety issues, and I've always known that my mother was an addict. When I was 16, she was into hardcore drugs. And her being here again really spiraled me back into my 16-year-old self and having massive anxiety. Just having days where I was catatonic and couldn't get out of bed, could barely function. My husband and my wife were super supportive, as well as my children. I don't think I would have gotten through this experience. Long story short, they ended up being asked to leave. They chose to leave, really, because we had one rule in our house, and that was for the safety of my children, which was no alcohol, and we became a dry household. We really don't drink that much, but we became totally dry so that this rule could be enforced. Well, my mother and father didn't want to abide by it, and there was an incident where she got really, really violent and was calling me a whore and throwing things. Yeah, so anyways, it ended up being a really kind of traumatic experience for me emotionally, because I realized that as an adult that I had dissociative amnesia, which means that I just blocked out a huge part of my childhood. In my mind, oh, well, my childhood wasn't great, but I didn't realize how bad it really was until this experience, and all this stuff came up. And of course, I was in therapy trying to work all this out, and I think, as can be the case with traumatic experiences, it can end up being a good thing. I feel really bad to my viewers that I dropped off the face of the earth. I went into somewhat of the nitty-gritty details because I wanted you to know that I didn't just slack off. I really did have something going on, and I really missed you guys. And so, as sort of a cleansing thing, my parents left in the early fall of 2017, but I took a few months to sort of purge. I revamped my whole office, as you can see, like I redid the whole background. It took me several months, but it was kind of therapeutic. While I was purging all this emotional stuff, I was also purging the physical side of my life as well. And one of the things that I decided to do is to rebrand my channel, including the name, where it's going to be Fabulous Fiction and Crafts. And if you guys want to know specifically what changes I'm making, I made a part 2 to this video, and I will leave the link down below and you guys can watch that if you're interested. I also realized that my children are not always going to be here, so when they leave, there will be no fandom clan per se. It'll just be me, and I still want to do YouTube. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy interacting with you and making these videos and building this community. So anyways, I am starting to feel like this is being put to rest. There's still some things there that feel very raw, very difficult. This is one of the most difficult things I've ever gone through, I have to say. I would put it in the top 3 in my life, but I'm starting to feel back to normal again. In the meantime, I appreciate you guys, and I am so grateful to have this community. I know we're very, very small at the moment, but for those of you who have stuck around, I really appreciate it, and I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you. And I will see you later. Bye.